most important thing for me is to be capturing everything that you motherfuckers are talking shit about in here. That's the best, most important part.
Yeah, dude, the voice comes in good. You can hear it.
Word. Yeah, I'm hyped.
The quality is good. Yeah, I'm hyped. It's super sweet.
Yeah, I was trying to get it to work. I'm using the OpenGL mode that's on RS Buddy, and I was trying to with the regular client, with RuneLite, and with RS Buddy without the GL mode turned on, and the overlay was not showing up. It was like glitching out or something. And then as soon as I turned that on, the GL mode that like enhances the graphics a shit ton, it for some reason it let the overlay work. So I have to press Control Tab when I want to open up the overlay to start streaming, and it wasn't working at all. But once I turned on GL mode, it started going a lot smoother.
Nice. The GL mode looks smooth as hell.
Word. Yeah, I also
it's almost like a pre-EOC.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mess with the graphic settings either yet, so might even be able to get a little better. Let's go back to the same world I got the chest plate in.
You can do it.
My elite boost.
Damn son, you looking like Bill O'Reilly. You mad? Our Bill of Rights from the past will never make it to the future. Even with a Martin Luther, 50 Shades of Karma Sutra with fuck. So would you smoke with me? I know this shit has been stressful, but would you cope with me? I mean,
ate a whole pizza in an hour. Made a whole baby eating pizza. I've been eating pizza in the shower. Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper.
That would be fun. It's so like rezzed up, like it has dabs coded on it. It's like it sticks together.
Jeez.
I'm about to drop one in there before I start doing. He said, "What's good, money?" I think he's talking to you, Owlman in the CC. Oh wait, you're not online, are you?
Not in game. No.
Who the hell is he talking to then? Oh, maybe he meant
me.
Morty Smith.
Yeah, probably. Not at the moment.
How much clout make that ass come out? How much clout make...
You were forged by war, but I knew a time before it.
Constantly evolving is part of human nature, and thus people have taken a great liking towards the Guinness Book of World Records, the publication that indexes all the exceptional things in the world. As gaming has become more and more influential as a medium, it was impossible to stay away from the tempting domain of record-breaking achievements. In what follows, we will be showcasing 10 amazing video game records that are quite impossible to break. Darbian is a dedicated gamer who managed to finish Super Mario Bros. In the fastest time possible, 4 minutes and 57.427 seconds. But this is not all. Some time ago he wanted to prove his skill by breaking even his own best score. Being so keen on establishing a new world record, Darbian practiced for several years, each time managing to shave off just half a second from his previous best. Finally, all this struggle brought him the trophy for the fastest speed run in Super Mario Bros. 4 minutes and 57.260 seconds. This is what hardcore dedication looks like. As we all know, Dark Souls is an immensely hard to beat game when played with a normal controller, so you can imagine how challenging it is to play with 9 different ones. In March 2016, the Canadian gamer Benjamin Gwynn used a Rock Band guitar, a Rock Band drum kit, a Rock Band piano, a Donkey Kong bongo, and a variety of other controllers to beat what is perhaps one of the hardest games in history. Of course, this superhuman gamer received a Guinness World Record distinction for his amazing efforts. The longest Call of Duty marathon lasted for 135 hours, with 10-minute breaks every hour of gameplay because Guinness Book of World Records insisted on these off times due to the tragedy that happened when a gamer played Diablo 3 for 40 hours and died of exhaustion. Okan Kaya from Sydney is the resilient player that managed to achieve the record of most hours played with a controller in hand, spending more than 5.5 days in his attempt of being the mightiest god gamer. The highest Tetris score is 999,999 points, and it was achieved by completing the fewest possible lines, more precisely only 207 of them. New York gamer Matthew Bucco is the owner of this impressive record, and his performance is even documented in the film Ecstasy of Order, that features the Tetris World Championship our record-breaking gamer took part in. It's hard to believe that this high score is going to be defeated soon due to the method used to achieve it and the nature of the gameplay of Tetris itself. Victor de Leon 3, aka Lil Poison, is the youngest professional gamer. In 2005, at the age of 7, he signed a contract with Major League Gaming, becoming the youngest signed professional video gamer in the entire world. But this is not all. Lil Poison actually began competing in official contests at the age of 4, when he took part in a Halo tournament in his hometown of New York. At the moment, Victor still holds the Guinness Book World Record as the youngest gamer to be contracted by MLG. Hekaterina Kanumi Iglesias is often considered the Iron Lady of gameplay marathon records for role-playing games. She not only played Activision Blizzard's most popular MMORPG World of Warcraft for 29 hours and 31 minutes without any breaks, but she also engaged in a Final Fantasy X session that lasted for 38 hours and 6 minutes straight. She still holds these astonishing records since she live-streamed the entire marathons, while others who've claimed to have played for longer have failed to provide any evidence to back up their statements. Quite possibly one of the most widely criticised games of all time, E.T. was a disaster to say the least. However, despite the game being the mess that it was, it didn't stop people from wanting to be the best at it. One example would be that Glenn Case, who managed to rack up 1,058,399 points. Even though it might seem that he managed to establish a useless record, this avid gamer showed us that high scores can also be achieved in bad games and can really mean something in the long run. A hardcore gamer managed the impossible task of beating the Mega Man X, X2 and X3 with 100% completion in only 43 minutes and 51 seconds at the same time. We know that there are other world records where these games have been beaten in less time, but what is extraordinary about this record is that the player used the controller's inputs across all 3 games simultaneously. The Mega Man games are notorious for being hard to complete on their own, so imagine how hard it is to finish 3 of them at the same time. Dave Race from Ohio achieved the highest score possible in Pac-Man, 3,333,360, reaching the 225th level, after which the game glitches and definitely crashes due to its technological limits. Even though the most popular gamer that truly finished a Pac-Man for the first time in history was Billy Mitchell, Dave did not only beat the game, but he also managed to do it in the fastest time imaginable, only 3 hours, 33 minutes and 12.69 seconds, on an original stand-up Pac-Man arcade machine as the rules specify. In 2014, the Ordnance Survey, Britain's mapping agency, released a complete and updated plan of mainland Britain and its surrounding islands and named it GB Minecraft 2, based on accurate real-life